Elton Ward, and welcome to my weekly Doctor Who review. This episode is called The Cold War. It features the return of the Ice Warriors, a long-awaited return of the classic villains from the 70s with Patrick Troughton. Really enjoyed this episode. Miles better than last week, thank God. It's gone back to what Doctor Who should have been. Probably the best episode of the second half of the series so far, and just a great episode, really enjoyed it. So let's talk about Cold War. Why did you break up the sun? So starting for this episode follows the Doctor accidentally boarding on a Russian submarine heading for America. This is during the age of the 80s, the Cold War going on between Russia and America, and they've got nuclear armed missiles ready to deploy, and the Doctor gets accidentally into the actual Russian sub, and it's crashing, and it's water's going everywhere. The ship is going out of control, and the Ice Warrior's been in this kind of stasis for like 5,000 years. It's been broken out of this ice cube, and it's confused. It doesn't know what's going on, and it's caused the actual ship to go all over the place, and the Doctor basically has to reason with it and try and negotiate, please do not declare war on us, there can be a peaceful situation here. And the actual story for this episode is really good. It's nothing mind-blowing, it's nothing like super complicated. It's a nice easy, understandable story for any Doctor Who fan, for adult audience, for young audiences to understand. To be honest, I actually really loved this episode a lot. It just reminds me of what classic Doctor Who should be, and doing a monster kind of take properly. And that's what I miss about Doctor Who in some of the later episodes of the series in season 6, is that they always sometimes put the villain as the baddies, and sometimes sometimes they are pure evil and they do want to kill everybody and stuff, but sometimes they're not. They're just misunderstood, or there can be reasonings, or the Doctor can find mercy, or the creature can be reasoned with. And I really like that. They did that within the season 6, and they did that within Town Called Mercy within the first half of this series. It wasn't the villain, it was actually this other Doctor that was the villain. Even he became a good guy, and this episode is exactly the same. It wakes up, he doesn't know what's going on, and less than 5 minutes in the episode, we find out instantly there's an Ice Warrior. We declare the Doctor knows what it is, and he declares who it is. It's Grand Marshal, whatever. And he's trying to reason with it, saying, it doesn't have to be a war, doesn't have to be any kind of, we are not your enemy in a sense. And I really like what the Doctor does in this episode, and it's just, the companions are good, the actual Russians characters themselves are interesting, the actual villain is interesting itself, and it's just done so well. I really like the return of the Ice Warrior. It's fantastic to see him back again. You haven't seen him since the late 70s with Patrick Troughton. They were a really good villain, to be honest. I think they were really underrated, and it took quite some time to bring them back into the Doctor Who again, but I'm really happy they have, and they actually had some balls and done something different again. Basically, with less than 5 minutes episode, we declare it's an Ice Warrior. We know who it is. It's a Grand Marshal. It's like a hero of the Ice Warriors in a sense, and he kind of feels isolated. He kind of feels alone. He doesn't, he thinks all of his race is dead basically, and he just, he gets chained up. He gets put in, this kind of, little section of the actual submarine, and he declares a beacon to go and, if there's any help out there, please come and get me, kind of thing. And I really like, he sends, Doctor sends the companion in, Clara Oswald, to kind of talk to her through her in a sense. And I really like the twist they do in that episode. I'm not going to say too much spoilers, because just in case you're going to plan on watching it, but I will omit one spoiler in it. The actual creature inside, the actual reptile creature, actually does come out of its suit. First time that's ever happened for an Ice Warrior. It's never happened in the old episodes, and I can't believe they actually did it. It's like, wow, fair play. It reminds me of the Dalek episode within the 2005 Chris Eccleston series, when we actually got to see for the first time properly up and close the Dalek within inside the actual cell, and it was just done that kind of style. The Dalek wasn't like a full-on bad guy, or villain in a sense. It was basically, he didn't understand, he had humanity, he had emotions, and it destroyed itself. And it does a similar idea in this one as well, like the idea of, it actually went out of its suit, and actually this reptile creature was running around the actual submarine, and it was scavenging around, and it's picking off certain people, trying to understand who these human beings are, because it's never met anyone before. And I really liked the idea of that, and I thought it was really well done. And I didn't find it really scary or creepy, but I think for younger audiences, I think it might have been something a little bit of an experience for them. They actually did something, it's an intense moment, especially when the creature's holding that one soldier's arm. It's like feeling it and just touching it and stuff. I thought, like, okay, something's not quite right here, kind of thing. But you know, it had some balls and actually did something a little different with the character, and it actually, you know, it improved the armory suit, looked fantastic. I really liked the character. It's had the actual Ice Warrior and the speech, the CGI for the actual reptile creature itself was really fantastic. I thought it was really well done, and I really liked his actual point of view as an actual villain or character in a sense, and I really like the Doctor trying to constantly throughout the episode trying to reason with it, saying there is another way, please show me, please have mercy, and then, but he was, you know, the last couple of minutes he's willing to, you know, do what he needs to do to basically save, you know, Earth in a sense. You know, I really like the idea of that, and it's a really good kind of fast-paced thriller. It's good chase around the kind of submarine, really claustrophobic areas in a sense, and it's just done really well. I felt it was also really good they used Clara Oswald a bit more in this episode, and you know, we showed her a bit more of her as a character, and just, you know, her trying to reason with her, the Ice Warrior as well. It makes her a good companion. You know, I wasn't sure about her in the first couple of episodes I've seen with her, you know, especially the first two. I felt they kind of, you know, downgraded a little bit, but she's actually stood on her own 2 feet a little bit in some of the scenes. I thought they actually did some really smart choices with the companion in this episode, and they actually managed to use her in some good scenes here and there. Even the Russian characters are interesting, and I really like the professor guy that just, you know, loves that Duran band, and he just, you know, even though he's a Russian, he just loves the band so much. He just doesn't really, he's actually really mellow and really cool with, you know, there's a Martian from outer space trying to kill us, okay, yeah, he's really cool about that. He's just really open-minded. I really like his character in the episode. Overall, I felt this was a really great episode. I thought it was fast-paced, it was thrilling. They did some balls, they actually did something different with the character. They actually gave him a morality. They actually showed another side of the Doctor, and they showed the side of the companion also. They actually did something very different than I was expecting. They made it quite an entertaining episode, and I really enjoyed it. It was much better than our last week's episode. Nice simple story, something that you can just enjoy and watch for 45 minutes. That's been my review for Cold War. I hope you enjoyed watching this review. Have you seen the episode? What did you think? What do you think of this first half of the series so far? I'd love to know your opinions. Comment down below, I'd love to know your opinions. Meantime, Andrew D, signing out.